The credit game. More than likely, you didn't even know that there was such a thing as the credit game. Unfortunately, not only is there a credit game being played, you are one of the players without realizing that you're even part of the game. You have opponents in this game. Your opponents recognize and understand the game. If you don't even recognize that the game is being played and that you're one of the players, how successful do you think you're going to be at winning the game? The purpose of this article is to wake you up to the fact that there is a game being played and to teach you the basic rules of the game so that you can recognize and deal with your opponents and come out as the winner. The first step in learning the game is to learn how to keep from getting hurt. The second step is to learn how to avoid letting your opponents take advantage of you. And the third step is to learn how to play the game so that you end up winning over and over and over. The good news is that most of your opponents want to see you win. If you play the game correctly, when you win, your opponent wins. So how do you keep from getting hurt in this game? Just like any game, there are basic rules, mid-level rules, advanced rules, and mega-level rules. If you learn the 5 basic rules and follow them, you will be difficult to hurt. These rules are not difficult, but they can become challenging in real life. Rule number 1, pay your bills on time or ahead of time. Now, that's a lot simpler said than done. Life happens. However, to keep from getting hurt in this game, you have to figure out a way to avoid any 30-day late payments. 35% of your FICO score is determined by your payment history. Even one 30-day late payment can reduce your score by 100 or more points. Ignore this rule, and the game will eat you alive. Rule number 2, always avoid using more than 10% of your credit card limits. You need to understand what that means. If you get a credit card with a $1,000 limit, you must make sure that each month, when the balance is reported to the credit reporting agencies, no more than $100 is reporting as not paid. Now, that does not mean that you can never use more than $100 of your credit card limit. In fact, you could charge $900 on your card as long as you pay off $800 before the reporting date. In fact, you could do that several times within the month, and the credit card company would see it as a good thing. If you did that for several months in a row, they would even automatically, in most cases, give you an increase in your credit card limit. The important issue is how much is showing as unpaid when your balance is reported to the credit reporting agencies. There are 3 important dates on each credit card. I can tell you that understanding the 3 key dates on your credit card can make a major difference in how much you pay in interest, how your credit score is affected, and how efficiently you manage your finances. These dates are, number 1, the statement closing date, otherwise known as the billing cycle end date. This is the last day of your billing cycle. Your credit card issuer tallies up all of your charges, payments, and interest, if applicable, on this date and creates your monthly statement. This matters because it's the balance reported to the credit bureaus. So even if you pay it off later, a high balance on this date can negatively impact your credit utilization ratio and therefore your credit score. It's a great date to aim to pay down your balances if you want a lower reported balance. Number 2 is the payment due date. This is the date that your minimum payment is due, typically about 21 to 25 days after your statement closing date. This matters because missing this date means a late fee, interest charges, and potentially a hit on your credit score if you're more than 30 days late. If you pay your full statement balance by this date, you avoid interest on your new purchases. This is known as the grace period benefit. Number 3 is the transaction or purchase date. This is the date that you actually make a purchase, not when you pay it. The reason it matters is it determines which billing cycle the charge falls into. For example, a purchase made just before your statement closing date will appear on the upcoming statement, while one made just after gives you a longer window before the payment is due. It is also relevant for return policies and interest calculations, especially if you're carrying a balance. Bonus tip: set a calendar reminder for the statement closing and payment due dates. That way, you can make your payments smartly to both improve your credit score and avoid interest. Credit card usage accounts for 30% of your FICO score. If you can avoid ever having a 30-day late payment, and if you can keep your reported credit card balances to 10% of your credit limit or less, you are going a long way toward being a winner in this game. Those two things comprise 65% of your FICO score. Rule number 3, the age of your credit profile accounts for 15% of your total FICO score. This is something that you don't have a lot of control over. However, once you open an account, you want to do your best to avoid ever closing the account. When you close an account, the history, including the age of that account, is lost. It's important to have at least a 2-year history on your credit profile as soon as you can. There are things that you can do to add age to your account. I have children and grandchildren who started out with a 10-year age on their brand new credit profiles. They were authorized users on one or more of my credit cards. The age of my card history was added to their credit profile. They also received my credit limit and my credit usage on their reports. Rule number 4, credit mix accounts for 10% of your FICO score. Credit cards account as one type of an account. Personal loans, student loans, and other loans that you make on a regular, consistent monthly payment basis are another type of account. Car payments are another form of an account. Mortgage payments are still another form of an account. You need to consider these and combine these types of accounts to earn the full 10% towards your score. Rule number 5, the number of times that you apply for new credit also accounts for 10% of your FICO score. Every time that you apply for a credit card, a car loan, etc., an inquiry is generated and sent to the credit reporting agencies. Many times the inquiry is sent to just one credit reporting agency rather than all 3. The more inquiries you have on your credit report, the more impact that they have on that 10% of your FICO score. An inquiry will stay on your credit report for 2 years. However, they do not affect your score after 1 year. If you go to a car dealership and apply for a loan, the dealership may cause inquiries from 10 or more lenders. The credit reporting agencies understand what's happening and only charge you for 1 inquiry on your score in most cases. These are the 5 basic rules of the game. If you understand these 5 rules and play the game within these guidelines, you will have a great credit score and a great financial picture.